Hey friends, today I am coming on to create a MemDex card for a Stitch swap that I am in. So I already created a MemDex card using this collection that I printed off from Etsy. I'll show it to you. So I just printed this off, created this myself, and this was part of the collection. Added a little tropical flower, and I put family on the side, but I felt like this was kind of plain. I'm still going to send it, but I felt like it was kind of plain, and I wanted to create another one as well. So I have already cut out my base with this like tropical flower and leaf pattern. And this is cut out 4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to back these two together. And I'm just going to, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to use my AdTech glue for this. If you wanted to make sure these were perfectly aligned, I would suggest using some wet glue to give you some wiggle room. So I'm going to line up one corner. And then bring it across. And we did pretty good. We have a little extra right here at the top. All right, so now that we have our piece, I have the Heidi Swap MemoryDex punch. So I'm just going to punch my MemoryDex holes, and I just line this up with those lines. And punch. And there we have our MemoryDex. So I do want to add a little bit of, I think I want to add a little bit of this like shimmery blue around the edges. Just doing a little distressing to it with this fun blue color. All right. This has a little bit of a shimmer to it, which is going to be hard to see, but it has a little bit of like, almost like a fine glitter to it. Now, what I've pulled to use, I pulled this tropical leaf, and then I enhanced one of the stitches to a larger size. And then I cannot remember what Stitch's little stuffed animal's name is, but I'm thinking something like that, and then a sentiment here, and then hanging a dangle. So let's start by adding the leaf down, and I know that I want to have the leaf overhang where I can add an eyelet there, so I want to be mindful of where I put my glue because of that. So I just need a little bit of it hanging off, and I also don't want to block my holes down here. And then I want to pop stitch up. So let's see. I need to decide. I think I want to have him kind of slightly sitting on the leaf and then having this area popped up. So let me trim some of my foam tape to make it fit. And then we need a little bit on his foot. All right, I might need to double that up. Let me cut another strip. Test it out before I commit to it. So I leave the backing on before I commit to it. All right, so I definitely need the 2 layers. So if you take this backing off, you've like committed fully to these 2 pieces of foam tape sticking together. But if you leave the backing on as you're testing things out, you can easily remove this piece and use it somewhere else or add it down. So I'm going to add my glue here, and I'm also going to add my glue on this side of Stitch right here. And let's put Stitch down. All right, there we go. So now we have Stitch, and then I want to add his little stuffy. And again, I'm going to layer. So let's layer there. And let's add a jump ring here. I'm going to use a pretty good size one because that's pretty large. Let's use one of these large silver ones. All right, and then let's figure out what we want to dangle off that. I've got like this Stitch charm I could dangle, or I've got like some starfish and shells. I'm feeling like it might need some beads as well. Let's see what I already have wire wrapped from my crafty friends. I've got some here and here, and some of these I've done years and years ago. Let's see if we have any that we could incorporate. Maybe this one, but I kind of think I'd like it to be a little longer. And that's really small. All right, so we have a couple options. This one's fun with the candy and the strawberry as well, and these are fun as well. But I'm thinking maybe this one. So let's layer on this first. And then the shell. Okay, yeah, that's cute. I like the two of those layered together. That gives it a little something extra. All right, now let's get a sentiment on here and maybe some gems. So let me grab my gems and grab my sentiment drawer here. So I could do a pretty large one and just cut it up and make it fit through here. We have this green Let's Get Away. We have Let the Journey Begin. Taking It Easy. Follow Your Heart. Magical Moments. All right, I don't think I like the green, and I'm not a fan of the orange. Let's do maybe Magical Moments. And I think I'm going to cut this in half. add a little fishtail to that part. And a little fishtail to the front of the magic. And put magical moments. Let's do that. And I'm going to pop that up with some foam tape. And I'm going to add a little bit of my gold thread behind that. Both of those as well. All right, so there we have magical. And moments. All right, that's turning out cute. I like that. Now let's go in with some of my gems. And maybe we'll add some of these super sparkly ones from Hobby Lobby. Have a little fun with these. Let's do definitely a yellow. And maybe this blue. We'll do a little cluster of those together. And let's do one of these larger gold ones on the leaf right here. And I'm going to add just a little bit of glue because we are putting this down on this felt. I want to make sure it stays. So let's do that one there. And then we'll do one of these larger ones up here in the corner. And I think I'll do one up here in this corner. And I think I'm going to call this MemoryDex card done. I love the cute little dangle. And I love the original one I did as well. But now my swap partner will have two different ones from me. So thanks guys for stopping by and creating this MemoryDex card with me. Check out the description box below. I'll have the link to the Stitch collection I used as well as any of the items that I have used here in the video. All right guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.